We live in a culture that tells you over and over again if you have this amount of money, if you get your dream car, if you have this amount of fame. When you achieve a certain level, you will achieve happiness. How often do we see rich people who took their own life because they were searching for the supposed happiness? They couldn't find it, with all the wealth they achieved. How often do you catch yourself buying expensive things? Things that you think will make you feel better. And maybe, yeah, it does, but how long does it last? You buy a new hoodie and before it even arrives, you are already looking for the next one, for which you don't even have the money for. The pursuit to achieve all the materialistic goals has an inverse effect. It decreases your happiness and makes you less healthy, physically and mentally. It's a vicious circle. It's like materialism equals happiness. But what is actually the key for happiness? Two events made me think different about a lot of things. Two events draw my attention to a topic that many people are also concerned with. It is a complex and very individualized topic. I'm not an expert, but I just want to share my experience and how the two events changed my way of thinking. Enjoy it. Be grateful for your health. I didn't appreciate I was able to walk normal again. I was dumb, young and ungrateful. I took everything lightly. Being able to walk was a matter of course to me, and that also applies to many people. This is a part of human nature, and often it takes losing something to appreciate its value. It is then that we realize what we originally had was priceless in comparison to the unnecessarily small materialistic things we were pining for. With this injury, I had a lot of time for myself to reflect a lot of things. My perspective in many ways has changed. It's like a wear and tear of a product that shortened its lifetime. I mean, I need my knee to walk, and this for the years I still have. Playing football was a distraction and a therapy for me, but I have to move on and take care of my body, which is worth much more than wasting it for football. I enjoyed playing football and I really loved that chapter, but now the injury finally closed that chapter. Yeah. I flew to my homeland again after 7 years last summer. A quick reminder, since 2015, a horrible war started which is causing a huge humanitarian crisis.
Let's tell you about the violence in Yemen because it's some of the worst being seen.
3 million people have already had to flee their homes, and it only takes a very small change in circumstances to then take that huge number of people into full-blown famine, into a situation that cannot be fixed. Cannot be fixed.
The war in Yemen is very complicated and the trip was very dangerous, but we had to risk it. Hearing the news about the situation in Yemen is one thing, but experiencing it by yourself is another. I don't want to say more because the footage will say more than words could do. So back to our question, what is the key for happiness? Well, actually there is no universal key. It's impossible to generalize. But for me personally, because of the two events, I realized that gratitude is my key for happiness. It changed your mind toward being healthy and finally leading you to happiness. But how can you be grateful and how can you be happy in the long run? It's a daily exercise, and right now I know a lot of people would switch off, but please listen up. There is at least one exercise for you that suits you and that you can adapt to your everyday life. So please give me a try.
Ask yourself, are you thankful that you got the opportunity to live? There is something in your life that you did not earn and do not own, yet it is given to you all the time. This thing is this moment and the next moment and all of the moments of your existence. There are no good reasons to show that you own these moments of your existence. You did not create the world and the life that it contains, including your own. Also, there are no good reasons to show that you have earned these moments or that you deserve another moment in your life. Make a list of the things you feel good about and why you are grateful for the thing, situation, or person in your life. Leave some space on the list so you can still add things with the time. Hang this somewhere in your room or take a photo of it and make it as your background so you'll be reminded whenever you see it. Appreciate the little things too. Start looking for everything you can be grateful for in life and start talking about it, no matter how insignificant it is. If you have a lot of shoes, take a second and remind yourself that some kids in the other side of the world wish to have a single pair of shoes. That is how you are tuning your mind to show gratitude for tiniest blessing in your life. Share gratitude. At least once a day, share a gratitude with your family, friends, or even on social media. If you appreciate a person for being there for you, tell him that.
Hey, I just want to say thanks for always listening to me. I really appreciate you, and you are the best.
In this way, you will have a positive impact on them because you remind them to be grateful as well. Sense the gratitude. Standing in front of the mirror, focus on your eyes that can see, ears that can hear, a nose that can smell, rather than measuring the size and diameter of that small pimple. Learn positivity. Try to seek the positive out of every negative. List at least 3 good lessons from every painful experience and be grateful that life threw that situation at you so that you could learn. And then move on. Keep a gratitude journal. Establish a daily practice in which you remind yourself of the gifts, grace, benefits, and good things you enjoy. Recalling moments of gratitude associated with ordinary events, personal attributes, or valued people in your life gives you the potential to interweave a sustainable theme of gratefulness into your life. Write regularly and be as specific as possible. This makes you think longer about it than store it in a long-term memory.
I started a few weeks ago and have been able to eliminate certain negative habits and mindsets. I also know that on some days you will fall into traps of taking things for granted. That's normal, we are forgettable beings, but at least try to keep practicing just when you notice a trap.
When things are going well in life, the most natural human response is to become accustomed to those good things and begin to take them for granted. Instead of dwelling on what's already going well, the brain is more likely to spend its resources looking out for potential threats to our well-being. If you have a long history of good health, for example, you may not think very often about how wonderful it is to be able to go about your day unimpeded by illness or disability. Instead, your mind may be more occupied with thoughts like, Why is my nose big or crooked? What are these wrinkles around my eyes? It is easy to forget how good we have it health-wise, until a personal illness or injury, or that of someone near us, serves as a reminder that good health really is a gift. Things could be very different, and not in a good way. Since then, I remind myself every day to be grateful for everything, for my healthy eyes, which I can see the wonderful world with, for my huge, well-functioning ears, which allows me to hear all the beautiful voices, for my big nose, which I can smell the fresh air of the nature and the best food made by my mom. I prefer to compare myself to people who have physical disabilities, who live in poor living conditions, those who fight for their basic needs every day, those who have to live in constant fear because security is not guaranteed. So that I realize how privileged and good I am. And despite all this, these people are happier and less demanding than the most of us.